official recording. Hey guys, ZedTV here. Welcome back to another video. Moving forward from previous video that I had with Addy, I had a new idea pop up to me. I've decided I'm going to make like a little series on this, so having different people sat right next to me talking about our experiences of university. Having done the UK versus international, I got in contact with my friend Mike, who's a postgraduate student, now doing the video of undergraduate versus postgraduate. So in this video, I'm planning to cover topics such as starting off with an introduction, a journey as of how we've got to the point we are now, the importance of our degrees, the challenges we've got in our degrees, future prospects, and then finishing with an outro. I'd like to now introduce Mike.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm very good as well. Had a good day?
It's been interesting.
We'll start off with an introduction. My name is Zach. This is my YouTube channel, ZedTV. I'm a current undergraduate student studying evolutionary biology at the University of Exeter. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Mike. I'm a Master's Mining Environmental Management student. Been here for 4 years. My undergraduate was in Politics and IR, so it's been a bit of a windy road. Here we are.
We are going to be covering various amount of topics, looking at the similarities and differences in our different stages of life, offer a holistic view on our education. Let's get started. Wait, what was that? What just happened?
Oh, I think it's the Samsung stop.
What?
It's not white.
What is that?
It does that.
See, the phone is so weird, it automatically just
If you say stop,
Stop.
Samsung stop.
I'm going to add that. Okay, we're going to start off by talking about our journey as of how we've got to the point we are. I'll start off. I'm a undergraduate student now. You know what, just to save time, I say the exact same thing in the previous video, so do check out what I did with my friend Addy, the UK versus international students. I'll talk about my journey through sixth form, get to first year now. Mike, did you want to expand on, you've had your experiences as of getting to the point of a master's student?
Yeah, so I think I was quite similar to you in which I did not expect to be down here in Cornwall. First pick was Warwick, my second pick was Manchester. I did
Was
not,
this for undergraduate?
Yeah, I did not make either of my picks. Ended up going through the clearing process to the University of Exeter in Cornwall. Quite glad I did, to be honest. It's quite funny because for politics at the time, Exeter actually ranked higher than Warwick.
Ooh.
I just didn't pick Exeter because my mum was like, "Oh, it's too far south."
It is quite far south, isn't it?
I mean, that was Streatham.
Even
That was for
further.
Streatham.
Oh
like,
my.
We did my politics undergrad. I did a module in the politics of mining, which I quite enjoyed. My flatmates at the time were, one was a mining engineer, one was a geologist. So I knew a lot about the mining school. In Cornwall, for those that don't know, it's very famous for its mining. On our campus, we've got a school called the Campbell School of Mines, Department of Mining. It's like world famous, probably top 3 mining schools in the world. I wanted to stay here for another year because I was in lockdown for my first and second year. When I got to my third year, I didn't feel like I did 3 years. I decided to stay on, do a master's in mining environmental management. I could get on it even though I didn't have a BSc because I did a geology A-level, so it kind of worked out. Here we are.
Would you say that you've always wanted to do a master's?
No.
Okay. Whenabouts were you sort of certain that this is something you wanted to do?
About April of last year, I think. I was doing my job search and I kind of had a feeling of, if I leave university now, I'm going to feel like I didn't get the full experience. I only realistically had 2 years.
I see.
1 year of it was locked down in our flat, doing nothing. I mean, it was remote uni, but you know, it's not the same.
And you'd say that when you started your first year, you had the intention of graduating and going straight into a job after that?
Coming into my first year, my plan was go straight into the civil service, do the fast stream, get a job in the Foreign Office, go and become a diplomat. I did get onto the early diversity internship scheme. I didn't get onto the fast stream one for the second year. In the third year, I applied for a couple of other government jobs, but I was looking at the masters as an alternative option.
How are you finding the degree right now? I know you were just talking to me before this video about how your day's been going.
It's hard. It's really hard. Less because it was masters itself. I mean, the masters is a scale up, obviously, on the workload, what you're expected to do. but it's more the jump for me from going from humanities degree to a STEM degree. I went from politics and international relations, which is all essays, to mining environmental management, which is
science,
reports, exams, lab work. It's tough, but you know, it's doable. For anybody that wants to do a big sort of switch up, it's never too late to. The entry requirements for my masters was a BSc. I shouldn't technically have been able to get in, but there's ways around it. You know, if you can prove that you're putting in the work, you know, talk to the relevant course people. They might be happy to give you. I video called all my potential supervisors for the degrees and asked them, you know, what was it like for a mid-final decision. It's all doable.
Sounds good. I just want to expand slightly on the undergraduate level, I mean more for first year. Having come straight out of A-levels, I can talk about how it's been at 6 months, I think it's now approaching as the first year. I'd say it's really chilled. I'm really finding it a lot more laid back. Year 13, for example. Year 13 was the most stressful year of my life. How would you compare your experience to year 13? You did A-level exams, didn't you?
I'd say A-levels and GCSEs are probably more stressful parts of life. Breadth of knowledge that you're expected to absorb and then repeat.
It's a bit insane.
It's hard. Whereas when you're at university, you'll have a lot of modules on the go, so you might have 4 or 5 deadlines all in like a week's period, but you get a much longer time to do it. Most people don't use that length of time. It's a bit crammed. University, you can usually get that bare minimum. Well, in my experience, you're able to get 2-1 fairly.
Do the majority of the students get 2-1 in undergraduate, in your experience?
I think 50% or so, well, around about 50 gets a 2-1, and around about like 40 gets a first. One of the benefits of class sets are so small that you get a lot more one-on-one teaching time. If you're able to contact your tutor, get your contact hours in, really discuss the essay in detail, they'll provide you a lot of useful tips on how to complete the assignment. I think that's harder to do at a bigger university where the lecturer is teaching, you know, maybe quadruple the amount of students.
Lecture halls can be completely filled.
In terms of the masters, it's more self-led, it feels. There's an expectation that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, already. I feel like at undergraduate level as well, I've noticed that in the change. You no longer have teachers following up saying, where's your homework? Where's your coursework? At university, it's more like you have your own deadlines, and if you miss that deadline, it's your own fault. However, saying that, all of them probably, to be honest, they do have like a mitigation system, so they are understanding of personal situations. If there is a genuine reason as to why you missed an exam or underperformed in a particular component of your course, then they do have things in play to try and reduce the effect of that, such as resits or an extension of deadlines and things. I assume that applies straight into masters as well, so you can ask extensions of deadlines and resit.
It's all very university dependent, so Exeter's quite flexible as a university for mitigation policy.
You're required to be more independent at postgraduate than undergraduate, would you say?
Definitely, yeah. Well, I think at postgraduate, it's the level of independence you get in undergrad plus a bit more, because there's an acknowledgement that you've done this already for 3 years. I don't think it's possible to go for a master's degree if you don't have an undergraduate.
Technically, you're more of an adult as well, isn't it? Because most undergraduates, they tend to be 18, or if you've taken a gap year, 19-ish from a first year perspective. At masters, does the age vary, or does it tend to be like 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds?
All my course is, 21, 22.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who are sort of like older, who've gone from industry and gone back into education. For CSM, there's quite a big international presence, so we have a lot of students from Botswana.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, you're right.
Have you booked out the room?
We may have to relocate. We'll just carry on.
Lots of students come from abroad, get more education to go back into
I've noticed
industry.
that I think at Russell Group universities there tend to be more international students than at non-Russell Group universities in the UK. With the international reputation they've got, it attracts a lot of international students. I get towards their funding, keeping the university going.
I think it depends on the institution as well. With Exeter, so CSM, there's a contract to get a bunch of Botswana students in. They have about 20, I want to say, students who are on different mining programs. He's older, I think about 26 or so, but he's from Colombia. He's basically on a government program to come to here and learn, get an education here, and then go back. Renewables are quite linked with Oman. So a lot of Omanis come to do their MSI renewal programs.
I've got a few friends from there, So we're going to move on to talking about our degree structures. At undergraduate level, degrees here tend to be 3 or 4 years. Usually it's 4 years if you do go for the study abroad option or a year in industry. Things like medicine degrees are 5 years. Abroad as well, like American degrees tend to be a bit longer, I think. Depends on what field it's in and stuff.
Law can go up to like 7 years or something.
Yeah. First year, especially at Exeter for example, it's all to do with multiple choice questions. First year is all about getting everyone at the same level. So you'll see a lot of the modules and there's a lot of crossover across a wide range of different course titles. And with regards to being assessed, there's less emphasis on exams than school. There's a fair share of coursework also being introduced. So I've not done any BTECs, I've not done any coursework-based subjects throughout my time at school, so GCSE and A-level. But coming here, doing things like reports and...
Hello.
Hey, you alright?
How you doing?
You got chess club?
Yeah,
A guy came in, I think you guys are going in another room. Say hi, say hi.
Hello.
Postgrad versus undergrad.
Undergrad's definitely better.
You hear that?
Depends on the course as well.
The format of exams.
Yeah, so politics and most humanities, I think all humanities, there aren't exams. It's all just essays.
More at a STEM level, doing something like biology. Practicals as well, fieldwork as well, they do get assessed. Yeah, there's a wide range of ways that you can be tested. There tends to be 3 terms as well, so you're in the same view. First term is really chill. Second year they start to ramp it up, and third year this is really subjective across universities.
Whatever uni, whatever course you go on to.
Here I heard that law students, most of them won't come back after the end of March, so when term 2 ends, all their exams turn online. They could just do that from home rather than coming back for any in-person exams. Do you want to talk a bit about the Masters, Mike?
So the Master's degree structures, it's very similar to undergrad. It's a thing that's more course dependent than it is postgraduate versus undergraduate. I've just joined the STEM program. The course structure is very mixed for me, very careers focused. Masters, we're being taught how to do soil sampling, we use different software like GIS. Assessments are reports, databases, have exams for sort of like economics, mineral processing, like chemistry exam for our soil geochemistry module, presentations. It's a lot harder. For my first term it was a cram because we've never used, well, there's 3 of us at the transition from politics to mining. None of us had ever used the software, so GIS for politics you just use Word. While prepping for sort of like exam coursework, 8 hand-ins within like a month. Like, it's tough, quite long.
That is a lot compared to what we're having to deal with.
About 20 pages each for 2 of the assignments. 50. Workload is, you're expected to do more. I mean, when you're at school, everybody has to do it, right? When you go into undergrad, you're expected to be more independent because at a large level, you've chosen to do it. You're paying for it. It's on you how much you want to get out of it. At Masters, that's even more so, because unless you've done an integrated Masters, you're paying an additional cost to do the Masters. As of now, you don't get a maintenance loan, it's all just, you get a tuition loan. That, for me, it covered my entire Masters fees. For a lot of unis, it doesn't, because it's not means tested, like the undergraduate one. It's just a flat, you can get this much money. If it covers your fees, good. If it doesn't cover your fees, tough. You need to pay the rest. For me, I've had to work so I can afford to do this Masters. If you do an undergraduate, you're paying with loans, but for me, it's like cash now.
What are the formats that you get taught? So at undergraduate level, you get things like lectures, practicals, fieldwork. I've noticed, especially from like a STEM undergraduate first year perspective, we don't get small scale tutorials at all. Does that vary?
My specific course only has 4 people on it.
If you consider the entire biosciences, we always use the largest lecture theatre on campus, about 200, almost 300 people in there, any given lecture.
I think because Masters courses are so much more specialised, smaller sets. So my entire Masters cohort is about 50 people. Share modules with a lot of them, so with like the economics one, everyone does it. But then with mine waste characterisation, that's just 4 people. I suppose that's quite a key difference. It is a lecture, but it feels like a seminar because there's such little people. Labs, lectures, not really seminars. But
Camera's done that again. It just randomly starts. I don't know what's going on with Samsung. We're going to talk about the importance of our degrees that we're doing right now. We're going to combine that with challenges, including financial challenges we might have, day-to-day workload, stuff like that. With regards to importance, when I was in sixth form, university in UK sixth forms is really emphasised. Like teachers, they really make sure UCAS is an acronym every student knows. The UCAS website is probably a really commonly visited website amongst students from 16 to 18. they're always saying go to university, do a degree, and get a job at the end of it. Once you graduate, you're expected to go into a job. Sometimes people go into a job in the same field, sometimes people go off to specialise in another field like Mike. Sometimes people go into a job that's completely unrelated to the degree because of the skills they've acquired. A lot of people have the same degree. It's a case of getting the work experience that puts you ahead of other people. Being in first year, there's a lot to take in. It's about taking it one step at a time, looking at the opportunities that's out there that's going to make you unique. It's got to a stage now where people generally think a degree is really important. There are also debates around the importance of some degrees going down. There's just a lot at the moment. Every year, more and more people are getting degrees. The rate of progression to universities are going up. It's a big thing. There's a lot of conversation around it.
I think it's going down now, actually.
Is it actually?
I've done a lot of education. I'm looking at PhDs, but I would say that it's worth considering whether or not universities are an option for you. For a lot of people, it is. I think university provides you with not only just academic skills, but it provides you with soft skills, the ability to do presentations, public speak, talk to people, just good life skills. I think you become significantly more mature in your first year. The level of independence that you're expected to have by that first year, cook for yourself, clean yourself, do all that. It's a good learning experience. It's a good sort of like primer for real life in a way, because it's not fully stepping out, going out on your own. You've got support there if you need it.
When people think of university, they always think about education, but it's really important in a life sense as well. You learn so much life skills. You're forced to live by yourself. You're forced to manage your own money. You're forced to cook yourself. You're forced to go out there and do things by yourself. You're forced to explore by yourself. These are all things that's going to really shape you up nicely when you have to go out and do more things when you're in your 30s and 40s. Deeper into the world of work.
The biggest thing for me about university, it's not what I've learned in lectures, it's the opportunities that it's opened up. You get opportunities to meet people that you never would have met before.
Yeah.
The opportunities to do things you'd never do before. I mean, we both boxed in a white collar boxing event.
I never thought I'd do something like that.
Yeah.
And we both won as well.
Yeah. It's stuff you can do if you didn't go to university, but university makes it that bit easier to do it. The opportunities are shoved at you. Equally, it's an expensive endeavour. I've got mates that have gone through degree apprenticeships. They've got houses and in a much better financial shape than we are. You get a degree, your entry level salary increases, but you've still got to consider you're going into an industry like IT or something. Is it a better route to get the apprenticeship? I would kind of argue possibly. It's definitely worth exploring whether or not university is right for you.
I feel like that's something a lot of teachers have also said, but it's a question that you should always be asking yourself. You really have to look ahead, never rush into any choices straight away.
Yeah, honestly, if I could go back to myself when I was 18, deciding what to do, I probably would have told myself to take the year out.
You think?
I've gone straight through the undergrad and so on. I think if I had taken the year out, I would have, it's an opportunity to work a bit, get more money to go to university.
Straight after A-level results day was quite a mess for me, as some of you might know. I had the option of a gap year there, but a lot of factors, you really have to think it through, but I'm happy where I am right now. Perhaps if I thought about more, who knows, I could have taken a gap year. And
Asian parents, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but Asian parents, they don't like the idea of a gap year, but have to do what's best for you. You need to think about yourself. I do think I have made the right choice in the end of coming to university, but for some other people that might not be the right choice for them.
Traditionally, apprenticeships, gap years, people see them as like slacking. Really, it's a good opportunity to stop, think, to take time. It's not been that long since university has become something you have to invest a lot of money into. It's expensive, 9K.
Yeah.
Our parents didn't have to pay for it. If they did pay for it, it was like £3,000. It's become a lot more of a long-term investment that you've got to consider.
I'm going to move swiftly over to challenges. As you can imagine, there are going to be some challenges that are similar and different. Every year, a undergraduate student has to pay £9,250, but around it, there tends to be a bit of support available. Tuition loans, maintenance loan, living costs. Does the financial challenges change at all at Masters?
Oh yeah, huge. It depends though. If you go on an integrated master's course, your fourth year...
Is that something you have to pick in first?
Yeah, so for example, if you're doing engineering, it would be an MEng. The official,
Is it
MSci?
MSci.
You sign up to do 4 years rather than 3 years and then choose the master's later. You can always opt out of doing the 4 years and just end it at the 3. But what it allows you is that 4th year at the 9,250 instead of the 10,000, well, 11,000 that mine is. It gives you the fourth year undergraduate rate and you get a maintenance loan for that fourth year. Whereas with a master's, if you go for a non-integrated master's, it depends on the university. So each individual course is differently priced. If you go for like English at Exeter, it's about 6k to do the master's. Whereas for my course, it's about 11. Then if you go to Oxbridge, you're looking at like 20, 30k. So with the undergraduate, you get the maintenance loans means tested. If your family has more like household income, you'll get less of a maintenance loan. Since there's no maintenance loan for a master's, you just get a flat tuition fee of about 12k. So even if your course is the Oxford 30k course, you still only get 12k. I have to look at scholarships. Most likely you have to pay out your living costs all by yourself.
I'd imagine there being, even at undergraduate level, there tends to be a lot of students doing like part-time work. That could be anything from, I've done all these things, so like working at McDonald's, becoming a student ambassador, to working on campus. So I'd imagine that's the same at master's level.
Yeah.
You get students doing
I don't
part-time
know.
work.
All of my course mates work. It's difficult trying to balance work with lectures,
Especially the
university
workload
work.
you've got.
You kind of have to do it if you want to. I mean, the other option would be take the year out, work, and then go on to the masters. The finances of a masters is a lot harder than the undergraduate.
It definitely sounds like challenges from all aspects is a lot harder at postgraduate, but would you say it's worth it in the end?
For me, I would say so. Even though I'm not specifically looking at going into the mining industry, it's opened up avenues that I wouldn't have gotten at undergraduate level. My undergraduate in politics is quite a broad subject. You learn a lot of soft skills, you don't learn a lot of specialised skills. It's different if you did like a undergraduate in computer science, right? With politics, it's like you get a bunch of broad scale jobs. By doing the masters in something so specific, it's opened up job opportunities in the entire mining industry if I wanted to go down there. It's also opened up opportunities in environmental management. I've noticed on a lot of job applications, effectively, a master's substitutes out for like 1 to 2 years worth of industry experience. You do get a pay bump. The salaries that I'm looking at have increased by about a third.
Linking to that, we're just going to move over to future prospects. Undergraduate, first year in school, they put so much effort into career support and all these sessions, getting all these people in to try get these 16 and 17 year olds, even younger, to really know what they want to do. But it's always changing. I've spoken to so many people, even me and Mike, your interests are changing. What you want to do with your life is changing. I've had a broad range of subjects I've been considering, broad range of careers I've been considering, and now I'm a first year university, I still don't know. I know second years, I know third years, I know master students who still don't know what career they want to go into. For future prospects, I'd say at a personal level, and is to successfully complete my 3-year degree that I'm doing here. Being quite honest, I don't know what I'm going to do. It comes with time, and it's okay. Like I've now realised it's okay if you don't know what you want to do, but you should always be looking up, seeing what sectors are good, opportunities, how different areas are changing as time goes on. Having a rough idea of where you want to lean. Ultimately, you won't know where you end up. I can tell you now, I can't predict where I'm going to be in 10 years' time. I'll probably be miles off if I made a prediction. It's life, isn't it?
I'm at the opposite end of my university journey too. I really don't know where I'm going to be. Torn between getting out into industry, getting that first steps into career, also apply for PhD programs.
As Mike said earlier in the video, you were not always going to go for a master's. It was later on in your undergraduate when you realised a master's for you. That's going to be the case with so many students here. So many people are going to end up going to a job straight away. Some people are going to end up taking years out. You can have a rough idea and say, oh, you want to become this. The processes of you getting there, or the process of you getting to somewhere similar or completely different, it's so subjective. You can never be certain. One thing, that's what I've learned, and I'm in my early days. Yeah.
Genuinely no rush to decide what you want to do. You have got ages. I don't have to worry about, I need to do this now. I was in the same boat. I had my life planned out, but sometimes you follow that route, other times you don't. I'm glad I've taken the route I have. I think if I ended up going down the civil service route, I don't know how much I would have enjoyed it. You've got to see where the road takes you. Do as much as you can, explore as much as you can. You've got all this time, explore. You won't know what you like until you do it. Try new things, see what happens.
If any of you are looking at starting university, if you just listen to the advice we've got, with a subject you've got choice, something that both of us have done, is just look at your current subjects you're doing, what's your favourite, go for something similar like that. I know a lot of people end up doing that. If you're more of an arty person, you go into the creative. If you're more of a STEM person, what particular part of STEM, go down that route. That's the way I've I've gone, and I assume it was the same for you with politics.
Yeah, I chose politics because that's the subject I enjoyed the most. A part of me thinks I should have chosen something more applicable. I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much. I don't think there's much point in going to university for a subject that you hate. I want to study chemistry because chemistry is going to get me the biggest job opportunities, but you spend 3-4 years hating university, you will not get as much out of university as somebody that has spent 3 or 4 years really enjoying that subject.
Yeah.
I think there's a middle ground between doing something you really love, the other way, which is I'm doing something that's really career orientated, but I have no interest in. You've got to find something that you have a passion for, that you can do for 3 years, that you can also take value out of.
That reaches the end of our video. Today, me and Mike, undergraduate student and postgraduate student, we both sat down and we've gone through topics such as the journeys we've had, degree structure, importance of our degrees, challenges, future prospect. Mike, thank you for your time.
No problem.
If you guys did want to check out Mike, had any questions for him, do feel free to use the comment section below or
Pop me an Instagram message, it'll be around somewhere, I'm sure.
yeah, I'll leave a link to Mike's Instagram in the description below.
Happy to answer any questions, yeah.
I'm sure everyone will appreciate it. See you guys later.
Have a good
Okay,
one.
bye. Great work. Mission successful.